Good evening, class. This is group 2. Our question was routers, how they route packets, basic configuration commands, use packet tracer tool. We know that routers, these are networking devices that are used to forward packets of data between different networks. Basically, routers operate in the network layer. They connect the local area networks and wide area networks with a similar or different protocols together. Basically, we are saying that there are different types of routers, whereby we have wired routers. They share data over cables and create a wired local area network. We have a second type whereby we have wireless routers. These, they have the antennas to share data and they create wireless local area network. We have the third category as the edge routers. This type of routers, they connect or they combine both wired or wireless routers that distribute data packets between one or more networks, but within a network. The other category is virtual routers. These are pieces of software that allow computers and servers to operate like routers. Then we have the last as the core routers, whereby they have the wired or wireless routers, but in this they distribute data packets within the network, but not in multiple networks. Then we will look at how routers they route packets over the internet. So there are basic steps in which routers will follow to route a certain packet. First, a router works in a following way, whereby it receives a packet, where after receiving the packet, it reads the headers. In the headers, we have a destination IP address attached on the headers. So the work of a router will read the IP address of the destination. Then it also contains the source of the IP address. So this is also another function where the router will look at where are these IP or packets coming from. Then the second step, the router will look at, after looking at the destination, it will go to the routing table where it will determine the best path of the packet to take. In this routing process, there are different categories, or we can say environment, in which these routers must do. One, it will have to look at the IP address where the router is being taken to. Secondly, it will take it into the routing table where it will now start looking or finding the shortest way or route for the packet to follow. Again, the router will also look at the destination network. It will forward the packet to the hop on the route. So after the router finds the shortest route possible, it will now route the packet through the route. Then there is another complement whereby if the router does not have a route for the destination network, what does it do? It will discard the packet and send it to the default gateway. So generally, that is how a router will route the packet from the source to the destination the shortest way possible, knowing that we have many packets, so it has to find the shortest way possible.
This is part 2 of question 2, that is group 2, of question 4, that is group 2. So we started with a simple LAN. We can just show the connections. We can just show. We use a faster Ethernet to connect to the switch. Okay, we take this other one. You connect with the switch, and then you're taking this to the LAN, to another network. We are taking this, we are connecting this with the router, which basically takes the packets to another network as a default gateway to another network, and this one, this one, this. Okay, okay, this is a simple LAN, and we started by assigning IP addresses to the devices. For example, this PC7, you click there and you go to desktop, you assign IP configuration. There is a DHCP option and static. And now we go for manual or static assignment. You assign 192.168.1.5. When you click enter, it automatically gives a subnet mask. We have assigned statistically that IP address to PC7, and that continues even when you see PC6 has an IP address and a subnet mask. The same to PC4 and the same to PC5. And now we go to the commands. That's configuration commands for router. You click the router, and then you go, you find that there are commands. You are changing from a user exec mode to privilege mode. Privilege mode is whereby we have different options of configuration, and then you move to global mode, you go to line mode, you go to configuration mode, and so on, to when you want to give an IP address. Let us start with the first command. That's we're moving from user exec mode to privilege mode. We are moving. That's click enable command. When you put enable command, it will take you to user exec mode. That is user. That's a router and the hash, as you see. And when you click after moving to a user exec mode, you take another step to a privilege mode. That is, we are using a command that says configure terminal, and it will give you this interface: enter configuration commands 1 per line, and so on. And when you move from there, you have moved to privilege mode. You now go to the privilege mode. You enter the host name. That's why we have assigned a host name of class B, and this is the host name. It will give the host name. That is the host name. You can move with the line. That is we are moving to a line mode. That is line console 0 or VTY, but we are using any, but that is not in our question. So we are going to assign IP address. That is using the interface, type interface, and so on. So now we come here, we're moving to the global, and we are taking another step to by typing interface and the name. You're typing the interface and the name of that interface. That is, we have used a gigabyte Ethernet 00, and we are assigning the IP address here. IP address and this, and with the subnet mask, we enter and we move. No shutdown to mean we are now officially making our configurations to work, and it will give you the configurations there. So you can assign a password, you can do anything, but that is not in our question. So that's all about the configuration commands.
So, in conclusion, routers are essential networking devices that play a critical role in forwarding packets of data between different networks. So, as we have seen in our LAN, the router plays a critical role for forwarding packets of data. So, with these basic configuration commands and tools like Packet Tracer, you can configure and test routers to ensure optimal network performance and connectivity. So we were your host, Wanjala Sendrin.
I'm Stephen Mwinde.
Motieno Frederick.
Manuel Chalo.
Odanga Grace, thanks for watching.